We're shaking, folks. Back with another reaction, back with some more Bonnie Tyler. And once again, big shout out to Michaela for sending me a greatest hits or very best of Bonnie Tyler CD compilation. Luca appreciates it as well. You can go back to sleep. Yeah, and I figure at this point I'll just go back and go through the rest of the compilation in order, obviously skipping over the tracks that I've already listened to. And yeah, the first one on the compilation is Lost in France. It's straightforward, it's descriptive. Someone who's lost, now you can be lost in different ways. You can literally not know where you are or not know how to get to where you're supposed to be. But you can also be lost and, maybe those phrases would still be relevant in an emotional sense. Maybe it's, you're in a complicated situation, a relationship that's on the edge and you're not sure how you feel, or you have mixed feelings. It feels like you could be lost and that you're not sure what to do. You don't know which path to take in a operational sense or in a personal sense. So yeah, there's different ways to be lost. I do wonder if it might play off multiple things. Maybe someone who doesn't live in France but who is there because of another person, and then maybe if something goes wrong with that other person, suddenly everything feels very foreign and unfamiliar and maybe inhospitable because the emotional gravity of the situation has changed. So this may have nothing to do with the tune, but these are the thoughts that go into my head when I see Lost in France. Let's find out what Bonnie actually has to say about it. This is Bonnie Tyler. The track is Lost in France, and it's included on a compilation called Very Best of Bonnie Tyler.
I was lost in France, in the fields the birds were singing. I was lost in France, and the day was just beginning. I just stood there in the morning rain. I had a feeling I can't explain. I was lost in France, in love. I was lost in France, in the street a band was playing, and the crowd all danced. Couldn't catch what they were saying. When I looked up, he was standing there. I know I shouldn't, but I didn't care. I was lost in France.
I knew I shouldn't, but I didn't care. Is that an accordion?
And a million stars were glowing, and I looked round for
I like how it's just a little jump up, but it hits that part.
I was lost in France, in love. Ooh la la la, ooh la la la, dance. Ooh la la la, dance. Ooh la la la, ooh la la la, dance. Ooh la la la, dance.
Still not sure what the end of these two lines is.
And I look round for a telephone to say
accordion and there's like it's a mandolin or what that is, but yeah, I mean it sounds like, and literally there was reference to the band playing in the street and so on, so it's like there's a story being told and it's, you know, atmospheric, but it sounds more nuanced than I thought. It's like, okay, so she's saying she's lost and that might be physically or emotionally, but she's also saying she's in love, so, and that she saw someone who, you know, maybe the way she like approached him or something, you know, like publicly, she's like, I knew I shouldn't, but I did anywhere, I didn't care. So yeah, I don't know what the exact narrative in question is, but it sounds like, you know, she's very enamored with this other person, and so perhaps it's making her feel unmoored, or like she doesn't quite know what's going to come next because she's feeling so strongly. But either way, I enjoyed the folksy sound, but again, it was folksy in like an American way, but then also some other instruments that sounded more European, if you will. Oh, and there was one aspect, like sonically, that I was going to comment on, but I wanted to wait till the end. See, which is always the danger, right? Like, I don't like interrupting the tune. I don't like talking over parts if I can avoid it. But sometimes I resolve to, like, I'm just going to hold this to the end, and then I get there and it's like, yeah, and that other thing, which I don't remember. So, if I can remember, I'll put it in the description of the comments, but there was something else about the sonics. Yeah, it's elusive at the moment. So, apologies there, but yeah, it's a cool tune that perhaps suggests that the range of her music is wider than I was thinking. Generally, I was thinking of it in the context of a ballad, like a big ballad-like tune like Total Eclipse of the Heart, or a more energetic and kind of 80s, you know, frenetic tune like Holding Out for a Hero. But this is something else entirely. This is neither of those things. So at the very least, I can say, you know, that it expands what I may expect to hear on the remainder of this album. And yeah, ultimately, curious to hear what people have to say about the lyrics. Once again, shout out to Michaela for sharing this. When we come back, the next tune will be It's a Heartache, which, you know, it does feel like a few of her tunes that I'm already familiar with, and, you know, maybe others as well, do get to those complicated emotions that come from intense feelings, but maybe those that don't fit very easily into, like, yes, this is a box where there's like good, happy relationships that are perfect, and, you know, this is a non-relationship, and, you know, these things aren't always so black and white. They're often ambiguous and gray. So it feels like at least some of her tunes get to that. We'll see what It's a Heartache is like when we come back next time. And as I said, if I can remember what it was about the Sonics, which I'll try to re-listen to the tune, I'm sure whatever it was will come back, which is funny. As a brief anecdote, I'll just say, you know, I shoot a very large number of videos, and then over time, last year and a half, I've been shooting videos. You forget about what happens in certain reactions, and, you know, even like a month ago, and certainly a reaction from like 8-9 months ago, I don't remember everything I said, I don't remember what happened in certain moments, and every once in a while someone will comment on an old reaction, and like they'll say something that's, you know, indicative, like related to what happens in the video, and it's like, well, I don't remember. If I'm going to reply, I have to watch the video. So I'll watch the video, and it'll get to certain parts in the song and be like, oh, you know, this makes me think of this. And like 1 second later, or sometimes like as I'm going to say it, so like a second earlier, the me in the video will be like, oh, it sounds like that one thing. Like, oh, exactly. Like, I didn't remember saying that, but, you know, that's what I'm thinking now too. So presumably I should be able to remember, and I'll try to do that before I post the video. In any case, once again, shout out to Michaela as well as to Luca. Do let me know what you think. I will see you next time. Peace.